Your name?
Alex.
I started in Spanish and then I turned to English.
Okay.
Hola a todos, ¿cómo están? Una entrevista acá, una entrevista más desde Siberia. Estoy súper emocionada porque he encontrado a dos personas con un inglés increíble y en verdad con historias súper chéveres, así que espero que estén súper contentos. Now we have Alex here with us. You're from Chita.
Yeah.
Perfect. So it's super cool to have him here. Now we are here. I would like to know a lot of stuff about yourself, your life in Chita. I know you live abroad, so please introduce yourself and tell us something about you.
Okay, so my name is Alex. I was born here in Chita. I grew up here until 17 years old.
Okay.
Okay, and then I decided I want to go to US and study there. So first I signed for the language courses. It was like for 2 months, and that school it was like under the college. So they say I can enter to the college, so I have to take a TOEFL test, right? So I was like, okay, it's not a big deal. So I decided I'm going to study for the exam. Then I took the exam, I passed it, and I went to the college. So I went to Lock Haven University of Pennsylvania.
Cool. What did you study there?
First I started with management, but then I found management was boring. It was like nothing
Then
interesting.
you become a travel blogger, right?
I mean, that stuff that they were like teaching us, I already knew, from books. So then I was a really shy person.
Not anymore.
No. You know what changed my life? I took a marketing class, and because I was like my English wasn't good, and then I had to give a presentation in English. It was terrible. I was freaking out. But then I did good at it. Then I decided to switch my major to marketing, and also I was playing rugby in university for the team. So I got a tuition. I was like for like up to $3,000, so it was really cool. And then I graduated in 2014, and I got an internship with a German company. They were manufacturing garage doors. And then I stayed there for 2 months, but I was about to stay there and work there, but the staff, they were old, the people were there old, so they were like above 60.
Yeah.
Not 60, I would say 50.
But hey, old.
Yeah. So
Different mindset.
Right. So I didn't feel comfortable, so I decided, so I have to find something else. Then I made a list of the companies, and first I started to work at the Domino's Pizza, just until I find the place to work in my company. And goodbye. And I found this company, Oracle, that goes in a Fortune 500 company.
Wow,
So,
yes.
yeah, I was striking there, so I went for the interview there for 9 times, and I got denied. And one day...
It happened to me something similar, so it's okay.
Yeah, and then I was going home because it was in Chicago, right? So I moved to the Illinois. I used to live in suburbs of Illinois. It was city Naperville. It was so expensive. There was like Lamborghinis and a lot of like headquarters like Mondelez, this chocolate factory. So it was expensive to live there. So I have to move and find a job. And plus, if I don't get a job, my visa is going to expire. Yeah, so after the interview on the 9th time, I was traveling home by the train that was taking me to the Naperville, and I met this woman who was actually from the executive board of the Oracle.
Wow.
So we talked there, and she gave me the recommendation letter. And the next time she said, you go there, bring the letter with you. So I took the first round of the interview, and they put me on the second one. I was so happy.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you met her on a train.
Yeah. That was like, the God sent me.
Yeah, destiny.
That's destiny. And I worked there for 2 years, and I decided to go home.
Why?
I didn't go home for like more than 3 years.
Okay.
Alright, so I was like kind of exhausted by US, because the US lifestyle is so different from like Russia here. I think here day is way longer than there. There you have to drive to work not until 5, probably stay late if you want to go like grow in your career, So yeah, the life was fast there, but the reason my parents live here, all my siblings are here, so I have to go here and visit them. And when I got here, I was like, I have to change something here, you know. I got this like, you know, mission in my mind.
Yeah, it happens like when you live abroad, you realize when you come back home, it's like, oh man, I changed so much, and things here are the same. Let's do something instead.
Yeah. And after I was like, I have to do something. I called to Oracle and I say, you know, guys, as I love you, I love the job, but
I have a mission.
I have to go back home. You know, they were upset. They say, if you ever want to go back to Oracle, you can come. You're more than welcome. I was like, okay, fine. So I stayed here and I didn't know how to start. So first, what came to my mind, I was like always this business mind. So first thing what came to my mind to sell razors for the men, but for so cheap, and make a monthly subscription. But it doesn't work here. It didn't work at all. So then I was like, what I know, what I can do. I figured out that I know English, right? So I can become a private tutor because tutors are always making good money. I didn't know nothing about how to teach people. The only thing I was like really open to the people. So I took this TESOL. It's a abbreviation for teaching English or to students of other languages.
Okay.
So it was like 150 hours course that they teach you how to teach. So I was working as a private tutor instead of going place to place. I rented my own office. So I stayed. I was like introducing students to come over. They paid me money. Everything was good, except the only thing I was so exhausted. I was like burned out.
Wow.
You know, you have to communicate with a lot of people.
Yeah,
it's a
you
tough
get tired,
job,
yeah.
right? So plus people, they usually, I mean, they come to learn English, right? We set the goal, we find the objective, and we make plan. But sometimes they come with their own problems. You have to listen. You get exhausted. So what I did, I was so burned out. So I went out of my office. I went to the travel agency. I bought the ticket and I went to Thailand for months.
Okay, cool, good option.
Yeah, so I got this relief. So I was like, I set my mind. So my girlfriend said, okay, you can go. We were in that really tight relationship back then, but now we soon getting married. Yeah. So and yeah, I got that relief. I went back and I had this idea to open the school, but I was like about to buy a franchise. So I thought that franchise is easier, you know. There is like all these instructions, you know how to.
But it's not yours.
Right. But then I went to these guys. There is a city named Ijevsk. It's near the Moscow. So I went there to their headquarters. We spoke. I went back. They sent me the contract, and the contract was something tricky. So I went to my lawyer. He said, "Don't sign it. You gonna lose your money." So then I was like, I got upset, but I decided to open my school. And now we have the school Speak Free. It's like #1 center now.
Nice.
Yeah, for the 2 years we have the most students. So instead of like traditional courses, I was like thinking to let the people have a freedom, right, and do whatever they want. So we decided to make like they go to the gym, you know, you go to the gym whenever you want. So we make a schedule for like different levels, like English 0, beginner, elementary, intermediate, whatever. And they have like these classes that are all like in this schedule, but they're all like go around and they repeat several times in a week. So the person with his membership can come at any day and any time. So our students go 5 to 6 times a day, not a day, a week. Yeah, 5 to 6 times a week to classes, and it's unbelievable. They love it. They love it. So
Sounds good, yeah.
And this year we start to develop children education a lot. So I went to Shanghai for the conference, and they gave me a lot of ideas. So we're now developing, and it grows. Like we could see, like before we had like 20 children. This year we have 80 children.
Wow.
So it's like 185 people in school right now at this moment.
That's cool, yeah, a lot of people. So now you decide to come back to Siberia. What can you tell people that don't know anything about Siberia? How is living here?
Okay, Siberia is not that bad as everyone think, right? So what do you think of Siberia?
I mean, yeah, I thought this big land, maybe just with nature and nothing, but I didn't know if there was like people living there and having cities like this.
Right. our city, I wouldn't say our city is so developed, but it's kind of nice. You know, it's small. Big cities are terrible to live because it's like living in Chicago. You have to travel and everything. The winter here is not bad because I used to live in Chicago, right? And the Chicago winter is the worst thing ever.
Even worse than Siberia.
Oh my god, yes.
Okay, so if you're from Chicago, you have to come here. It's even warmer.
Because there is that, I remember that the first day I went in Chicago, there was this crazy wind, you know, coming from the Lake Michigan. I was like, I want to go back home.
Oh my god! Wow.
And I was wearing the same jacket as I was wearing here in negative 40. So if you guys want to travel to here, negative 40 is not that bad. The only thing, if the wind starts, it's bad, but the frost itself is not bad. And the good thing about us, compared to Chicago, there is a lot of snow. It's terrible. You can't drive. Your car is covered with the snow. You have to go with the scraper and remove the snow. It's crazy. You have to shovel the sidewalks. Here, there's no snow, so it's perfect. It's perfect. Yeah.
That's cool. And what, for example, what about the people? What about like people from Siberia? People think that Russians are super serious, they don't talk. What about that?
Okay, so here is it's about the mentality, right? Russian people, they don't trust you in the first place. So when I not me, I mean I used to travel.
You have one up in mind.
Yeah. I just don't have time to talk to everyone. But first when I came to US, I was so serious, right? So I didn't speak to nobody until I knew something about this person. So Russian people, they're not close and not serious. I mean, yeah, we're kind of serious maybe, but we need to know something about that person. So, and we are going to speak to that person if we know some information about it. So in other words, can we trust you to talk, right? So some nationalities like Chinese people do that too, and like a lot of Asian countries do that too. Russian people don't smile to each other because if you smile to, like, for example, you walking, and I'm walking, and I'm smiling at you, she could think two things in her head. First, she likes me. Second thing, there's something wrong with me.
Oh, really? Okay. But I smile to everyone here, so maybe they're confused in their minds.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, I'm going to be careful with that.
I mean, do what you can do.
Yeah, of course. It's like my personality.
It doesn't mean that you have to shut up, be serious.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you just act as you are. Like, because I remember in US, like I was like, you know, it's so unusual here. Nobody handles the door when you walk in. Everybody just like let the door go. So in US, I was like, why you all guys like handling the door for each other? Because it's a manner, right? So I do it here too, and people say thank you.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
So it works.
So it could work.
Yeah, you bring this positive.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think it's awesome, Alex. Thank you so much for letting us know. I think we learned a lot of stuff about Siberia, also with all the stories, Instagram posts, Facebook, everything. So I think people will love to come here, meet the people. Like, it's not that cold. If you have been in Chicago, here is nothing. I mean, to be honest, when it's windy, could be, but if not, perfect. So thank you so much for letting us know. Gracias, chicos, espero que les haya gustado, aprendan un poquito más de Siberia, ya saben, suscríbanse y denle la campanita para enterarse de todos los videos y suscríbanse a todas las redes sociales para enterarse de todo. Un abrazo de Siberia, bye bye.